Welcome, team All In. Excited to have you all here this evening. I'm excited to have our special guest, Ashely Peoples, join us tonight. And Ashely, I'm going to give you the show because I think I'd love for you to give us maybe some updates. What's happening in Canada, what you're seeing at your end, and then maybe we can give you some feedback and see where we're coming from and any other questions that we might have. So thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Absolutely. So glad to get to be with you tonight. Sorry that you don't get Stephen. Everything is looking great in Canada. You guys, your recruiting is off the charts. The numbers are going up. We're doing everything that we can to get the new green into Canada. I am hoping that we get good news about that. Honestly, it was just on our part. We were told, and this was just someone that had their information wrong. They were like, and green will still be cross-border to Canada. Well, I read exactly what they wrote, and I'm like, oh no, nothing's changing in Canada. It's still going to be exactly the same. Nada messages me and she was like, is it going to be cross-border? I was like, yeah, nothing's changing. And she was like, it's not cross-border, Ashely. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I got bad information. But from that conversation, immediately I went back and I was like, hey, you guys made me look like a doofus. Can we get green in Canada? And I don't know. I'm not sure why it wasn't there before, or maybe there was something in the old formula that kept it out. There's nothing in the new formula that should keep it out. But you know that it takes a little bit longer when we're dealing with Canadian officials because you guys are just better than us at everything. So fingers crossed, we will be able to get that in Canada. We were looking at alternate ideas of how to get it over there to you, but you can't legally buy more to bring it over than for personal use. And because it's such a large, because it's the courts contain so much, we can't get enough cases over there for you guys to buy individually. So we just need to go about it. We wanted to find a quicker way to get it to you, but Clarissa is on it. She had a meeting immediately with Natural Formulas, and they started talking to the Canadian officials that day and sending them over the formula. So I sure hope that that works out. It would be fantastic. I just got the new sample of green in right before this call, and I haven't even opened the package.
Okay.
But it is, I'll grab it before we get off. I don't even know what it looks like. It's just a sample. It may literally look just like the old green, but we'll look at it just for funsies.
That's
Um,
awesome. Actually, just to let you know, I think that a while, like years ago, when we wanted green, we were told it's because the weight factor for cross border,
okay.
it costs way too much money for the cross border thing. And in Canada, I think they were saying that once we get our sales up in Canada, we'll be able to make more demands to have more product here. So I think that's a good thing. The bigger we grow, the faster, the bigger we get volume wise, because it costs money to have the products brought here,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yep.
of where they're coming from. So the more sales we have, the more money Neolife will have to be able to bring some of these products in. And just remember, and that's one of the reasons why Neolife is debt free. They're very smart with their money, and they make sure there's, they're not going to get us in trouble financially, and that's a good thing. But we're growing in Canada, so Ashely, we're happy that you're making these
I know.
these demands for us
I
because we
know. I
deserve
know.
it.
Well, and they put me in a bad spot, and I was like, "Listen, I cannot call NADA and be like, nope, I'm sorry, it's not there." After I just said you can get it cross border, so the cross border, I do know that cross border, like you said, the weight just doesn't make sense. It would cost so much to get it to you. We just need to have it for you in
Yes,
Canada, and then at that
absolutely.
point, it just needs to be the right size so that it doesn't, but I think the shelf life on it is something like 3 years. I need to look back and see. That is also helpful because it's
Yeah.
not a product that it's not a nutritional. So I think we've got a lot of things going in our favor. If I could just snap my fingers, we would already have been
Yeah.
done. But I really love giving Nat a good news. It is so everything is looking up. I think there are other things on the horizon that I can't talk about, but they'll all be exciting too. Anybody have a question that I maybe can answer before I put my foot in my mouth?
Go ahead, Heather.
Yeah, I have a question about the Discover More. I know it's 9 o'clock Eastern time this week, I think.
Yes.
But I can't remember where to find them. And I have just met two wonderful women from Texas. Now,
Yeah.
what time zone is Texas?
Great question. That's actually something I know. They're Central Time Zone. You
They're
guys
Central.
asked me, you asked me about a Canadian time zone and I'm out, but our time zones, Texas is an easy one. So they're Central. So it'll be at 8 o'clock Central tonight for them, which is 9 o'clock for all of us. Um, it is tonight. You can find it in three places. You can find the timing each week on neolifeevents.com. It's not going to tell you who the
Okay.
field host is, but they're updated on there. So it'll tell you the right time. It's the same link every time. It is always on a Tuesday. Um, excuse me, but the time is adjusted based on the field host. The second place you can get it is on Neolife Business Builders. It's pinned to the top of the page. So just
Okay.
look for the Discover More, like old boring flyer. And at the top, it says Discover More hosts. And then I've got them for March, and then we're filling in for April. There's 2 spots left in April if anybody wants to be a field host for you all. I know that Tuesday nights you already have something, so it's probably not a huge deal for you guys. But feel free to grab one if you'd like it. And then so at the top of the page on Neolife Business Builders, it's pinned. And then on home base, we've got it in events, and then we've got it in community. And I've just got the list going there as well. But if you're just looking for a time, neolifeevents.com would be the easiest one. And I haven't checked to see if she's put it into the US and into Canada, but I will check that to make sure. Sometimes that it's a little confusing whether you click on North America or both, but I'll make sure that it's on there.
Okay. Another quick question about that. At the leadership call this week, it gave if you wanted to have a reminder text message, there was only one text messaging. Now I know usually we have a different text message for Canada. Is there a second one?
No. And unless you guys know something I don't know, that I said, is there a Canadian one? And they were like, nope, they text the same one. Now, if you
Okay.
already have, if you're already getting text messages, don't do anything. It's the exact
Okay.
same text messages. But if you have a new person that's getting started, they're going to text that number. And I did make sure, and they told me no, but I get false information sometimes. So let me know if it doesn't work out. But if you're
And
already getting text messages, you don't have to do anything.
it is a US number. So I think, right? So I think for those of you, like I have an internet, like a US plan. Most of us do because we have, business in the US and we text people in the US.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give you a heads up. So I'm not sure. Find out from your provider if
Okay.
there's an extra
Yeah.
fee. I think if you receive texts, it's okay. From the US, it's just responding. I think that's when it costs you. So you might be okay with receiving. So just find out. Yes, Len?
I don't have costs to the States, but I get that same number texting me and I've never been billed for it. So, yeah.
Okay, so that's because you're receiving. That's perfect. That's how I thought a US plan would work. So that's good. Okay. So
Okay,
just double check. You don't want a surprise. It depends on your provider. Just make sure that receiving text from the US won't cost you anything.
that's good to know. I don't know anything about sending text from Canada, but I do know about sending text from Europe. And
Yeah.
that's how it works there as well, because I've got my baby girl over there. So I'm glad that it works the same way. So if you do have to pay 5 cents or 25 cents for the one text, you will never have to text it back.
Mhm.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Excellent.
What else? Ladies? I don't see, we don't have any gentlemen. Okay, just making sure.
Do you guys want to talk about, can it be sent through WhatsApp? Is from Tracy.
It's a great question. I
Just
don't.
reminder to WhatsApp.
Oh.
Maybe that might be a good question for IT guys.
It is not, it can't because it's a
No.
Scipio number. So I don't
Okay.
think so, but I will ask. I'm gonna go with a no, but I'll ask.
Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Tracy. I'm thinking we should maybe even have a discussion about May, you coming in May. What do you
That's it.
think?
Yep, that's
Since
the
we've
only
got
other
this-
thing that I've got on my list.
Okay, excellent. And then we can go a little further if anybody else comes up with any other questions. So we did find a venue, which I'm so grateful because it's not expensive. It's central. It's down in Etobicoke, easy to access. Elaine Cyril has a nice condo down there, and they have a meeting room that their people that own or live in the building have access to, and it's not expensive at all. And there's a little suite too. You know how we can do our one-on-ones with Ashely? So Ashely, I know you had and talked about how you wanted the Friday night and Saturday, because you're flying in on the Thursday, I think we're talking about, and just coming Friday, Saturday, correct? Just want to make sure. So I
Yep, I'll
did,
be leaving. Yep, I will be leaving on Saturday just because Mother's Day is on Sunday, so I'll need to get
right.
back with my
So,
mom.
okay. So what time on Saturday do you want to end the event then?
I'm gonna do whatever you tell me to do, and then I'll schedule a flight after it.
Okay.
I just
Okay.
do what I'm told.
Okay.
Other people that tell you what they're gonna do, that's not me. I just do
So
it.
Friday, we were thinking of one-on-ones starting in the morning for those of you that are home during the day to schedule it. Now, last time, Ashely, we did 30 or 40 minutes. Do you remember when we did that? It was like a half-hour window, and then we needed 10 minutes to kind of maneuver. I know you needed a little more time sometimes for people doing the one-on-ones. So what's your thoughts as the time frame for the one-on-ones? What do you usually like to spend time with people?
I mean, I want to spend all the time with you. So, but I guess let me ask this. Are the one-on-ones helpful? Because we don't have to do that. We can do
Yes.
whatever you want to do. But if they're helpful, let's do it. And let's sit down for a minimum of 30 minutes, I would think. I don't think we have much more. I mean, if there's a lot of people, we probably don't have
Right.
much more than 30 minutes to do, but any less than 30, even when we do 30 minutes on a Zoom, by the time Shelly and I get through like the beginning of, hey, how you doing? How's your mom? Like we've already missed 10 minutes. So anything less than 30 minutes, I think would be way too fast.
Okay. And I think that's great. One-on-ones, we do like the one-on-ones. I think
Okay,
what
great.
Ashely, when people hang out with you and meet you, you just have this energy and you understand our personalities. And yeah, I think it's something that's really helpful. And some of the teams can even double up with a partner if you feel like you want to be with your. I think we had a couple of people come together as twos
Mhm.
that can do it together to save time, or we can even give you an extra 10 minutes if that's something that you want to bounce off, if you want to bring somebody with you. So we'll work on the scheduling at our end. So don't worry about that. Now, do you want to, what was your plans for the Friday evening? And then the Saturday, obviously we're going to do like an all distributor training, all promoter training the
That
Saturday.
sounds great. And then
Okay.
on Friday, I think maybe listen, you can bring a guest anywhere, in my opinion, as
Okay.
long as you invite them the right way, right?
Right.
As long as you say, "Hey, we're going to have it's a training, it's going to be focused on the business and this is what we're going to do, but I would love for you to get a sneak behind, a peek behind the curtain." I think as long as you're honest, you can bring a guest anywhere. So
Yeah.
however you guys want to structure that. We were thinking that maybe we would do one-on-ones on Friday and then that evening we could all gather for like team time,
Yeah.
but you can bring guests to like
Hmm.
team time, right? And like
Yeah.
hang out. And then anyone, if you want to do a distributor training on Saturday, we can do that. If you want to do a business opportunity meeting with a quick start training right
Hmm.
after, we can do
Okay.
that. So I
Okay.
think it's a matter of if you guys if you think that we can fill this room with prospects, use me for that.
Okay.
Like we can do it. We could do a Saturday morning team training on Zoom. It's not as fun, but we can get together at any time. But if you can use me for prospects, I say go for it.
Right. Okay. Okay. So we'll work on that, team.
Perfect.
Any other thoughts? Anybody? Yes, Heather.
I've just been away, and I'm sorry to ask this question. What is the date in May? I know there
Oh,
were
yeah,
a number
sorry.
of
Oh,
dates
yeah,
being,
no, that's
there
great.
are
I
a
think
number
it's
of
the 10th,
dates.
maybe the 10th and 11th. It's
Yes,
Mother's Day weekend.
yes, May
Um,
10, 11.
Oh, okay, yeah, thank you.
I may. That my daughter gets back earlier that week from Spain, so I may even bring her with me just because I may not be able to let her go. So, it may be the two of us.
Okay. That'd be cool. She's lovely.
Yeah,
Oh, she's great. I mean, really, yeah, she's fantastic. So I may bring her along as my assistant. Who knows?
All right. Sounds like a
She is
plan.
going to be, she's going to be interning with Neolife this summer. So she's doing
Oh,
an 8-week internship this summer. We're giving her something really special to work on that will
nice.
be debuted at Impact Summit. So we're utilizing, she has to do an 8-week internship with an international company for school. And I was like, ha, well, what do you know? I would love to boss you around and get something done exactly like I want it. So I don't have the ability to boss around the marketing department because they don't work for me, but I can boss my 18-year-old around. So she is going to be coming in and working on a project that will launch at Impact Summit. So if she has already even started that, then I can absolutely justify her coming with me and gathering information and intel that would help this project for Canada. So I may just bring her.
Excellent. So are we launching a product at Income at the next summit?
We are. Yep, there will be a
Okay.
product. I do not, I want to be truthful always. I do not believe that it is a game changer product. It's a product that people have asked for. I would not, I would be remiss if I told you, oh my goodness, this is an Elevate type product. You know? Like it is, I don't want that to be the case. It's a product that has been asked for a while. I do not think that part is the game changer for the weekend, but we have other things that we're coming out with and that we're launching systems and processes wise that I think you'll leave better prepared to go home and
Okay.
build your business than you've ever left before.
Okay.
I know this is recorded. Don't y'all tell my bosses that I said this product is not a game changer, but when it
Okay.
launches, you'll be like, I'm glad Ashely, gave me a heads up. I'm not going to say that in front of anybody else. So if that gets out, I know it's one of y'all. So, but it's going to be great, but it's just it's not a product that you'll leave and launch your whole business on.
Okay. And how about the new flavor of Elevate?
I would love to have one. As a matter of fact, that is what I was banking on, having a new flavor of Elevate to launch beside this product. And it is not going to happen. So
Okay.
I would love that. As a matter of fact, I could work with that. It is not happening. And I was planning on working with that. Like my whole thing was, all right, if we're launching this, then I at least need another flavor of Elevate. Does everybody understand? Yes,
Yeah.
everyone smiled. They nodded their head. It's not ready. So
Okay. But they are working on another flavor because that's what Dr. Beck said at the
yeah,
Wisdom Builders. Okay.
we are working on another flavor, and I really think it could have been done in time, but that's
Okay.
it's not my department. But
Yeah. Yeah.
if
Okay.
they ever let me rule the world, guys, we are good to go. So no, it will not be as soon as it's done. We do have things that are going to be coming out throughout the year because we're going to be revitalizing some of our products. And the best way to explain it is like, sometimes science catches up and passes a product, or that catches up and it passes a company. That's never going to be Neolife. We're always going to be on the forefront, always been on the cutting edge of science, but the science caught up with our former formula. That's a dumb way to say that, but the formula that we used to have for green. And to be proactive about it, that's where the new formula comes from. It's cleaner and greener than ever before. So we are going to be updating some products and revitalizing some products throughout the year, and they're going to launch when they're ready. So you can expect one more launch before Impact Summit, and then at least one after Impact Summit. Maybe two. We may have a revitalization at Impact Summit. If not, there'll be two before, or one before and one after. I mean, one before, one at, and then one after. So it is a big year for things to talk about. So hopefully that helps. I mean, there definitely will be a lot of buzz around a lot of things.
Awesome.
How about the new website?
What
Ashely,
about what about it?
when will it be launched? This state-of-the-art website.
Oh, well, I mean, it's being updated all the time. So as you log in, like you'll see new things that pop up every week. But is there a brand new website launching? No, this is just the updates launch in waves. So like just last week, they initiated the text messages with the shipping service. They did a test and it was not going out in Canada. That should be fixed by tomorrow. So I should be able to text you tomorrow and let you know that that's good, that is taken care of. They launched it last week and we were just in the testing phase, which is what I talked about on Monday. And so far it is working great in the US. It was bouncing back from Canada. So that should be fixed by tomorrow. So as far as a brand new website unveiled that everything will look totally different in a day, no, but there are updates all the time. And every week we get updates from Brian at the things that are are rolling out. So there's literally something changing almost on a weekly basis now. But it may not be something that you're looking at all the time. But then you'll log in, you'll check something, and you'll think, oh, that looks a lot better than it used to. So that is definitely in the works. We are working on specific things to be launched at Impact Summit. So there are going to be definitely some pretty things that will be unveiled while you're there too.
Excellent. Heather?
Another question.
I love it when
so
you come back
I'm-
from Costa Rica.
I'm looking, yeah, my mind is just going. I'm looking forward to having that new system for getting our resources out easily and quickly. For example, we have Elevate. I've been giving them as samples, but if people really want to know what's in it, like I say, it's an energy drink, goodness, I don't say very much. And then afterwards, I say, I'll send you what's in it. Like, I'll send you the details if you want it. And for me to get that, it's still like a couple of steps to get. I know it's in Slack, it's a little bit better, but for example, I gave out a beta enzyme to the Texans. And, in order to give them something, a backup, I have to go into the website, find the resource library, get the beta, and get the Zyme, because beta just enzyme, because it's not in my resource list as a Canadian distributor. I have to get the beta just and the enzyme separately. And I really would like to be able to get something like, we could go into Team Neo Life training and find that and send it, like, boom, right off the phone. And we were promised something when that was taken away. And I know it does take time, but I'm looking forward to hearing that it's coming soon.
It is not. So I'm glad that we're having this talk. There's not anything that is coming. I need to turn my light on because I look like hold on, let me turn this on. It got dark on me before I realized it until I looked over.
I know the sun's gone down on me too. So
hi everyone. You didn't even know I was here. Okay, so if you go back and look in when everything went away, it said that we were researching all of the things to provide you guys with the very best that we could. There is not an app that fits what everyone wants it to do. There are several different apps that do different things, but there's nothing that will deliver on what they say we were going to. We were very far down the road with one company that we were going to go with, really far down the road. And then we found out when we had a new hire that came into Neolife, he was like, whatever you do, do not work with that company. They do not deliver on what they say. And that has pretty much been the story of these direct sales apps. So what we're doing now is just working with people really and what you have in your phone, whether you have an Android or whether you have an Apple, and trying to make sure that you can integrate the things that you need and have it at your fingertips. And I would move toward that. If you're waiting on an app, do not. There's not one on the way. I hope that we will get one, but there's not one on the way. So we're going to need to find ways around having a dedicated app. Now we have the regular back office app, and then there are free apps out there that can do several of the things that people used it for before. The adoption of our last app that we had that was extraordinarily expensive was very low. People just did not use it as a whole. When we looked at the numbers, it just wasn't utilized. Now, it could be one of those things that now that we've taken it away, when we get a new one, it could be adopted fully. And I think it would be adopted more widely because we would launch it and then train everybody how to use it all at one time. It wouldn't be something that would be dumped in and updated. But in the meantime, I would find a way that fits for you to save the resources that you use often on your phone. And oh, go ahead, Nada.
Just a couple of tips. So Alan Blaine has launched that boards app.
Yeah.
Is that not an app that is right now? I'm using it as a tool. He's got some really good scripts and a few little videos that we can be sending from there. Is that not broad enough to add resource material to?
Yeah, so what we've been telling everyone to do is to do it like log in or link into the Wisdom Builders, link into the Bald Eagle. If you have your own boards, steal what they have and put it into yours. because if we make it, it's not going to be as good as what they have. We're not
Yeah.
supposed to know all the things that are in there.
Mhm.
And I don't, if anybody asks.
Mhm.
But the resources that you guys want to send out, we can't put in there anyway. So you're going to end up using the Bald Eagle teams boards or the Wisdom Builder team boards because they just have the things that you're going to want in there. And
Right.
we're not even supposed to know that you guys are sending those things out.
And the fast facts, guys, what I've done is I've just gone and emailed myself
Yeah,
the fast
that's what I
facts
do.
of each product. I have it saved under an email file of Neolife. So on my
Yeah.
phone, if someone says, "Can you send me some information on Seminole?" I just go to my saved email, boom, email it to that person. So
Yeah.
and it's usually the most common, like Elevate Salmon, Tran, and like it. And then as people are asking more, I just keep adding. So
Yeah.
maybe spend
And then
time just sorry.
no. And then I went on and did what Nada said, but I do more texting and do more pictures than emails. So I went into the website and I screenshot all of the fast facts. I made its own album. And then I arranged them. Now I have an iPhone, so I don't know how to use the Samsung. But in my iPhone album, it says fast facts and I arranged them in alphabetical order. So it's easy for me to tap it and then forward it to someone in a text message. So if you're someone that does more communicating by text, definitely go that route. It's a great visual, it's easy, and you can immediately say, let me know when you got that. Or did that come through all right?
Right.
And they answer me every time because, sometimes pictures don't go through.
Well, you know what? Kamea just said I did that too. I saved the fast facts in a Google Drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's
So
good.
I'm thinking we might need a training on that from some of us. How do you feel about that, Kamea? We can just do a Zoom and share the screen and you can show us how to do that. Would you
Sure.
become, yeah?
I don't know much about it. I just use it for work mostly too, but it's easy because you can give like certain people access to certain folders, or you can make any of the links accessible to anyone. So yeah, I can maybe show people how to do that. And then you basically send a link to the like file in the Google Drive, but if it's accessible to everyone, then they can see it, which I haven't had a problem with so far. So yeah.
Excellent. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because I know there's stuff out there. Just sometimes some of us that aren't that I know even through a networking group they use Google Drive and I fumble through it. I guess I just click around and I need to get better versed in that. So that'd be awesome.
Oh,
And
no.
for anybody else,
I did not know how to use that until I got to Neolife, and we have Gmail email addresses. So everything's on Google Drive. I still feel a little fumbly with it,
yeah,
but
okay,
I'm a lot better than I used to be. So I think if you dive in there a little bit, you'll probably
yeah.
like it. It's easy.
I think just practicing and having guidance and having somebody that knows how to use it is it really helpful. It's like a teacher teaching the student, right? And then having somebody there to ask questions would be awesome. Okay,
And
cool.
then Kamea, you get to be the teacher.
Yes, yeah.
Yay. All right. Anybody else?
I was wondering for the warehouse if we can get a banner. You go in there and all you see is Pure Trim. Pure Trim has a banner. So can we put a Neolife banner in there? Can you ask?
I'm gonna ask. I have no idea. Okay.
At least you can advertise a bit, right? And while people are waiting, it's not just us, but other companies picking up.
Okay. I'll send a message as soon as we finish. I'll send a message to Joe and she'll find out.
A
Can we
banner or a poster? Is it one of those big long pop-up banners or
If you just want to
they have
pop up.
they have a pop-up in there, eh? Wow. Okay.
They've had that pop up for years.
Right.
Shown them.
Ratty, but we can put one.
It's ratty. We'll put up a new Neolife one. Woohoo!
Okay, perfect. I'll let you know, Joan.
Excellent. Yeah, because there's still people that pick up at the warehouse, right?
Mhm.
Excellent. Okay, guys, come on. Floor is yours. Anybody else? Yes, Wen.
I have a couple of questions about product appearance because I'm finding that I'm getting some products now that don't look like they used to look. And I just wondered, are people getting notifications of that and I'm just missing out on it? Or am I having, or are people just accepting that they look different? And
An
nobody
email did go out.
asked.
An email did go out when saying that these
Okay.
products are going to be changing on this date, shipped this time frame,
Oh.
the different products. You mean the color of the bottle?
Oh,
Not the bottle, the actual product. So I'm going to talk about salmon oil. It used to be a paler yellow, and now it's the same golden color as vitamin E. And when I use both of those, I have to make sure they're not in the same place, because I've got one of those medicine chest things. So, and the other one is zinc. Zinc used to be, it was a different coating texture on it. Now it's almost flocked a bit so that it looks more like the magnesium, but it isn't. It isn't as close as the other two. And I noticed that, I think about what it is because it's a new thing that I'm taking, lecithin. Lecithin is the same as carotenoids, only it's a little bit fatter, but it's the same color. And I just find those, if I wasn't discriminating, and I'm old, so my my eyes are changing every day. So I might, sometimes I think, did I just slip a vitamin E in the salmon oil? Now, how am I going to pick that out? But I can. If I take them out and put them under good light, salmon oil is skinnier than vitamin E, just for all your reference. And lecithin is fatter than the carotenoids, but still they are the same color. And I find that a little bit challenging when they didn't used to be.
I don't know. I'll ask, but I
But
have no
how
idea.
do I get myself back? I've requested that a couple of times. I think what happened is I must have forwarded on one of my ads that I received from Neolife, like I'm talking year or two ago, to one of my promoters, and they unsubscribed, which meant
Yeah.
I got unsubscribed.
I
Yeah.
actually got that fixed when you scroll down the very bottom when you log into your site and there's a little IT fix, whatever. What does it say again, guys? Do you remember?
Something about a bug.
Yeah,
Bug?
the bugs
Oh, the
issue.
bug thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have used that.
Yeah.
And then Brian will get a hold of you and then they will get that fixed for you. I know Cindy,
Oh,
you had that
wonderful.
issue.
Okay, I'll do that.
Brian was great. He really worked on that. And then I guess they had a down pat what to do because then I think he fixed yours really fast, right?
Yeah, yeah. So for those of you that are receiving emails or updates from Neolife, if you forward any of those to anybody in your team or anybody, when you go to forward it, make sure at the very bottom, you just remove that unsubscribe link. I just kind of highlight it, delete it. So they're not getting that unsubscribe link. Because if you forward one of your emails and they unsubscribe you, you're unsubscribed for all Neolife info.
Yes, and it
And
happens
it's,
all the time.
yeah, and it's a pain in the butt for them to fix. So it's easier now, I think, with Brian being on board, but it's a lot. Like it's if everybody starts, so it's just removes that challenge.
Can I ask about the zinc and maybe when you've got the zinc more recently, but the bottle, which I'm almost finished, it really stunk and it tasted.
Yeah, it does. It doesn't.
It still does it? Yeah.
Yeah, mine does too. Well, I also think that about our acidophilus. It stinks. And it's, well, but we know that it's because they changed the capsule on that one. I got the message on that one that they changed, but not in my link. I think I learned it from you, some of you out there, that they changed it to a vegan capsule. So it's brownish as opposed to white. And it's got a nasty smell to it. And if you put it in your mouth too long, it's nasty in there too. So you got to put it in and eat it. Gone.
For all of the product questions, I would call into field support. And the reason that you want to call into field support is that's what they're going to tell me to do. I went to, there's someone that handles these things, and I went straight to her and I got my hand slapped. And she was like, this is not the process. You do not come to me. You tell the field to call into field support. And here's the reason why is field support has like a dossier. They have a document of all of the questions that have been asked before and answered. So if all of you are experiencing a product that doesn't seem right, somebody has called in and they have the answer. But if they don't have the answer, the process is that field support person sends it over to the product team lead, and they get the answer and then come back. It's not a quick process if they don't have the information by any means, but that is the process to do it. And I don't even really have a circumvented way except on my monthly meeting with Dr. Beck. So I do have a list here of things that people want me to ask on the monthly meeting. It may be a month, but I now have the products look the same and they stink. So there you go. I'm sure they're going to tell us, well, that's what, I remember telling Dr. Beck, like when I had requested an energy drink and I was like, look, we need one. And I need you to understand how bad we need one. And she was like, Ashely, it's notoriously hard to make vitamins taste good. And then she made Elevate. So now when she tells me that it's notoriously hard to make vitamins taste good, I remind her that Elevate's delicious and she can't use that excuse anymore. So I will let her know. But I have often, my quote in the product team meetings is, if we can put a man on the moon, why do I still have to taste zinc? So you're not alone. I don't know why we can't put a candy coating around it, but apparently that is frowned upon.
Well, that would be whole food then.
I know, but then that would really make people mad. So I think you're probably just gonna have to swallow it fast.
Yeah, I do.
One last question.
Yeah.
In terms of the products, the home care and I guess the skincare, there's not a safety seal on those products, and you wonder about people tampering with stuff. I'm surprised.
I don't know, but we
A
can
safety seal on what? Like on the rejuvenating cream, you mean?
Well, and all, I think even the LDC, all those things, I mean, you can tamper with products, right? So just put a seal on it. So it's pure, it's coming from Neolife, that it's someone
The
can
LDC
Feel like
LDC
Trey
has
and
a
has
seal.
over it, like a
LDC
wrap
has
seal.
you have to break it. You have to break the seal to open it, Joan.
Okay,
There's
so
like there's a little protective seal, like if it's been open or not.
maybe it's the skin.
You have to crack it.
Yeah, you have to crack it.
So I think the skincare then I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
Because then it's like, suppose someone does something to this, right? I wouldn't know, right? Because there's nothing to remove.
I don't know, but I'll ask. I have not paid attention to whether it has a tamper-proof seal on it, but I'll pay attention next time I order.
Thanks.
I think remember, it's a certified organic, and that includes the type of packaging that it's in. So if you put additional plastic that's a different kind of plastic, it's maybe going to jeopardize that certification. Just
I was
guessing.
just thinking the skincare comes in its own box, and that box is sealed closed. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
true.
Like it
Yeah.
does have the bottle, I'm trying to remember the last time I opened like a toner or something, but they all do come in their own packaging and it has the seal. So you'd be able to tell if somebody lifted it up. I think that's probably the way that they're looking at it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of our newbies. Ask Ashely. Away. Come on, guys. We only get her once a month.
Well, you can have me anytime you want me. I'm just
I
not
know.
helpful.
For those of you that are actively building and wanting to grow, Ashely has made her available. You can schedule a one-on-one personal appointment with her through her Candly. Is it Candly? Candly? How do you say that?
Calendly.
Calendly, sorry.
That's perfect.
App. And what you can spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. What's the max?
There's 15, 30, and then there's a team meeting for an hour.
Right. And I know, Shelley, you've done that. Rachel, who else has done that with
A
with
lot
Ashely?
of you, and I love it.
Yeah, it's really, really helpful, guys. So like I said, having that personal coaching is amazing. So if you're needing a little bit of help and needing that one-on-one time, don't be afraid to reach out and schedule that time.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you remind me then what is the link to that Calendly for Ashely?
I'll
I'm doing it
put
right
it in
now.
the messenger.
If
Oh,
you
there you
put
go.
it in the chat, that'd be great.
And Ashely, I'm doing an audiobook right now, and the lady that does the training reminds me of you.
Oh, sorry about
And
that.
I recommended that, I don't know if you might Get Over Your Damn Self. Have you heard
Oh,
of
I
that
love
book?
that book. I haven't heard an audio book or like a video of
Oh,
that
it's
one.
only available by audio now. And Sean found it. Hey, Shawnee,
I
the
lo- I
words, I'll
love
tell you,
her.
isn't she fun?
She
And
swears, which I like.
Are
So
you,
she
are you,
swears and
are
she
you guys just, are you asking me to get on here and swear? That's what you're
no,
asking.
no,
no,
but she talks like real. It's like, this is what
yes,
you need to do. This is what you don't say. This is what you do say. But she gives you so many examples, so many scenarios, and it's actually how you will be talking.
Right.
It's not fluff. Like it's not like a script. It's like Sean, have
yes,
you been
yeah.
finding that? And I'm actually listening when I'm speed walking, and I stop and I text myself the sentences, and I start walking and I text myself. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
enough of this. I just
I'm gonna
can't
have
wait
to
to.
re-listen to it in Mexico because I listen to it when I'm driving, so it's hard. So sometimes I'll like voice message myself so that I
Mhm.
can, if I have, she gives anyway. You know what? I went and got one of these because I was curious,
Yes.
the
Oh,
box,
Oh,
and it doesn't
yeah,
have
I
anything.
didn't think they were sealed because I just opened
Yeah,
a couple of them.
So it
they're
doesn't
just
have
the,
it doesn't have a sticky thing on
No,
the top? Okay.
no, or on the
no.
bottom either.
No, so this is the bottom. I think you'd be able to tell more because it kind of flows better. The top part just has a little thing that opens up like easily, and then so this is the serum, and
Oh
then
yeah,
it
there's
just
definitely
stops.
nothing like there, that doesn't open at all. So there's definitely nothing
Yeah.
there. Okay.
the rejuvenating
Um,
cream, I think, does have a sticker. I think
Yeah.
the
but this is the
rejuvenating
only
cream
thing that I
does.
had that was
Okay.
open, not open.
I don't remember.
Even the
So
lotion.
Ashley, you read the book. You read her book, so you didn't get to hear her the Get Over Your Damn Self. Oh my God.
No, no, I did
It's so,
audio.
not you. Ashley said
No,
she's
Oh,
read it.
I haven't heard the audio, but that sounds fun. Maybe I
it
can
is.
listen to it
Audio
while
is
I work out. If she's fun, I'll
She's
listen.
fun. She's fun, Ashley. She
I
reminds
have
me
to
of you.
listen to
She's actually cute.
audiobooks on like 2 times the speed because y'all know I talk fast. And if the audiobook is talking slow, I am out. I
She's
cannot, I
fast.
don't have time for
She's
that.
fast. That's why she reminds us of you. I thought, oh my God, this is
Yep.
totally Ashley all the way. It's great.
My husband Daniel is he says he's got a slower processor. So he listens to audiobooks and like slows them down. I would fall asleep. Like there is no way. And then he was like, how do you listen to them that fast? And I was like, because I can't listen to an audiobook that I could read faster. And he was like, that dang dyslexia. He was like, I don't know how to read fast. So anyways, he is an audiobook aficionado. So we'll add that to our list for the next time we're traveling.
Excellent.
Maybe when I'm coming up there to see you guys, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, because I think there'll be some great lines in there you could probably use in your training.
If I can, I'll leave out the swear words. Don't worry, everyone.
Yeah, and they're not bad swear words. It's just subtle little swear words. She's really cute.
Okay, I'm going to ask about those. I mean, it makes sense to me. Okay, what else, folks?
Only about 5 more minutes before we go off to do our health talk. And like I said, I'm using Alan Blaine's new PowerPoint. He sent it to me, and I tweaked it with some of our slides. I just would love some feedback from you guys after. So hopefully you guys can come on at 8 o'clock. So thank you.
Perfect. We do have a
Anytime.
new PowerPoint coming out for marketing here soon.
Oh, good.
It's the one that I use on the Discover Mores. I think I just used it for the first time last week, but it's really pretty.
Okay.
And then I made some tweaks to the one that marketing sent over, and they're going to make it available to the field. As the only thing we're waiting on now is we have a font that you have to download, and it's really confusing. I don't know why anyone would ever choose a font that you have to download, but it's super dumb. And so all of us are having to bring this down, and we're going through and we're watching a video and bringing it down. So I went back in and I was like, if you make this available to the field where they have to download these fonts, I'm going to need an assistant to do all of the meetings to show them how to download the fonts. So they're
Yeah.
redoing it and making it in like a regular font to where no one has to download anything. And that should not take long. So we should have that available, and we'll have it into home base, into your back office, and we'll drop it into the Neo Life Business Builders Facebook page here soon. But they're pretty. They did a great job on these.
Awesome. Anybody else? Come on, guys. Unmute yourselves. That's all we have for Ashely tonight. We didn't put you to work too much today, Ashely.
No, you're great. And I've got a list of things to find out for you. So as
Okay.
soon as I have anything, I will let you know. I'm adding it to my Dr. Beck sticky note list. And then I've got a couple things to ask Joe and Clarissa about. You guys would really be entertained by my meetings with Dr. Beck. It's like she's entertaining a kindergartner. She's like babysitting time. So, but we have a lot of fun. So there's that. I think most people ask her very intelligent questions, and I'm like, just tell me why zinc stinks. Okay, perfect. Well, if you guys need anything, let me know. I would love to see you on my pop up on my schedule. I'm going to be out in the field on Thursday and Friday. I've got an event actually it's upstate New York, so I'm actually going to be closer to you guys than home for this one. So I'll be out on Thursday and Friday. But if you need me tomorrow, let me know. If not, I'll get up with you first thing next week.
Awesome. Heather?
Oh no, that's next week. Sorry. I was thinking I just scheduled something with Ashely for Thursday, but that's next week.
Awesome.
I'll see you next Thursday then.
Excellent. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Ash. Thank you. Thanks,
Bye, guys.
everybody.
Much. Always a pleasure.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Ashely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashely.
Wow, she off quick.
Thanks.